What up, guys? It's your boy Quake, and I'm back with a brand new episode on an artist who forever changed the music industry. And this time I decided to focus on a newer artist, someone who just recently came out, because this channel has been dedicated more towards the older artists from the older generation. And it's time to shed some light on some newer artists and talk about the things that they could potentially do that forever will change the music industry. And I feel like a lot of these new artists get a lot of flack because they lack, I guess, lyrical ability, but a lot of these guys are doing things that will forever shift hip-hop, whether you like it or not, and I'm just here to talk about that. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, that's for you guys to decide. So as you can tell by the video title, I'm talking about how Lil Pump forever changed the music industry. Lil Pump is a 17-year-old kid straight out of Miami, Florida, who's recently blown up. In 2017, he's had massive hits with D Rose and Gucci Gang, garnering an insane amount of SoundCloud listens. And with that, I've been paying attention to Lil Pump and what he's been doing that's been shifting music. So with that being said, let's get into the first thing that Lil Pump did that forever changed the music industry. The first thing that Lil Pump has done that's forever shifting the music industry is that he's shedding light to the hip-hop scene in Florida. Now, we know Uncle Luke originally introduced Florida to hip-hop. If it wasn't for him, Florida wouldn't have been accepted as much as it is now in hip-hop. But of course, over time, every region in hip-hop needs to be reinvented so they can remain relevant. And that's what Lil Pump has done. He shed light to Florida. You can argue that Kodak Black and XXXTentacion did the same thing, but they've run into sort of like legal problems, and that's led to them not having as much light shed on them as Lil Pump has. I mean, you can check the numbers. When it comes to social media, Lil Pump is way ahead of them. When it comes to YouTube views, he's even passing them by millions and millions of views. It's insane when you look at it. And the fact that he hasn't got into any legal trouble like XXX and Kodak, it's easier for him to tour, and he's more marketable in different areas. I look at Lil Pump like the Chief Keef of Florida. If you guys remember when Chief Keef came out, he brought this huge spotlight on Chicago and even revolutionized the way like artists are presenting their music in today's time. Lil Pump is easily an offspring of what Chief Keef has done. So I look at Lil Pump like Chief Keef because of how much spotlight he's put to Florida. When Chief Keef blew up, I mean, Fredo Santana, Lil Durk, a bunch of people were starting to pop off, G Herbo, and many, many more. And there's going to be more from Florida popping off because of Lil Pump's success, because of XXXTentacion and Kodak Black, but mainly because of Lil Pump, I believe. Like Ski Mask, The Slump God, Smoke Perp, and Wi-Fi's Funeral. Those are artists that are going to pop off, shed more light to Florida even more, and then we're going to see a bunch of more artists come in, and then before you know it, who knows, it might become the next Atlanta.
Ask that.
The second thing that Lil Pump did that forever changed the music industry was that Gucci Gang was the shortest song to hit the top 10 since 1975. Now, this can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you are as a listener. Do you want an artist with more than one verse, or do you want an artist just with a hook, a verse, and another hook that's repetitive? That's up to you. But for me personally, I don't like this. I feel like it's going to influence a bunch of artists to make shorter and shorter songs, and that's not what I want at all. I at least want two verses in a song. With repetitive hooks like Gucci Gang and D Rose all over the track over and over and over again, just with a banging beat, it's not the type of music I want delivered at all. I like an artist with at least two verses on his songs. We saw this with Trinidad James, All Gold Everything. He delivered one really long verse. People didn't even notice it at the time. It didn't hit top 10 like Lil Pump's Gucci Gang did, but I feel like that's slowly starting to become the trend.
This rap game only getting worse. You don't even know it. Trinidad James song had one verse. You ain't even know it.
And because Lil Pump has succeeded with this song, I feel like more people are going to be like, why should I deliver a song with 2 verses and actually put time and effort into the song when I can just make 1 verse and a repetitive hook with a banging beat, and I can potentially get in the top 10. Lil Pump's Gucci Gang peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, and this hasn't happened since 1975 with Dickie Goodman's Mr. Jaws track, which hit number 4 on the charts on October 11th, 1975. This song was 1 second shorter than Lil Pump's Gucci Gang. Lil Pump's Gucci Gang is 2 minutes and 4 seconds. That song was 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Now, when you're in the club listening to this song, you probably won't even notice that it's only 2 minutes long. You'll probably be bumping the song in the club, drinking, having fun. You won't care. But if this keeps happening, hip-hop is going to go into a lane where these artists just rely on the beats and all they do is deliver repetitive hooks with 1 verse on them. And that's not somewhere where I want to go. So this is one thing that Lil Pump is doing that's changing the music industry that I don't like. The third thing that Lil Pump has done that's forever changed in the music industry is that he's proving that you don't need a label to garner an insane amount of fame and followers on your music. Now, granted, a lot of these artists in these newer times have done that. They've blown up, gotten an insane amount of views before getting signed, but Lil Pump has taken that to the next level. The proof in that is from his Instagram followers and his SoundCloud plays. Now, right now, currently, Lil Pump is signed to Warner Brothers, but before that, he was independent, and when he was releasing songs, he was getting an insane amount of plays that was never before heard of before Lil Pump. When he was independent, he dropped a D-Rose, and right now, currently, it's sitting at 45 million streams, which is insane for an independent artist. He dropped Molly with 44 million streams, the song Boss with 56 million streams, so it's clear that regardless of a label, this guy's pushing the envelope forward for hip-hop, further proving that you don't need labels to push your music. I mean, D-Rose just right now hit 100 million views, and he dropped that when he was independent. And his Instagram has currently 7 million followers, and he averages an insane amount of likes, sometimes more than LeBron James himself. And LeBron James has 34.3 million followers, damn near 5 times the amount that Lil Pump has, and he's averaging way more likes than LeBron James is. So that's a good thing for hip-hop because it's proven that we don't need labels anymore. Lil Pump is becoming the flagship for that now, whereas before it was J. Cole or Kendrick. They were pushing the envelope. Now it's becoming some of these newer guys that are coming out independent and dropping songs on SoundCloud and getting an insane amount of listens. So with that being said, those are the things that Lil Pump has done that's forever going to change the music industry. Granted, some of these things are good, some of these things are bad, but I have to acknowledge the things that the artist has done, regardless if they're good or bad. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I want to cover more of the newer artists for this video series because I feel it's important to get a balance of both. So leave a comment below if you guys want me to do a newer artist next, and I'll probably end up doing that artist. So with that being said, like, share, and definitely subscribe. I do videos like this daily on artists who forever changed the music industry, who really won videos, what happened to, and much more. So definitely subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at QuakeGW. Like us on Facebook, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.